Hey everybody, this is Brian from Comicsverse. We are beaming to you live from Mission, New York, here in New York City. And I'm talking today with Margaret Weitekamp from the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. Margaret, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Oh, I'm delighted to be here. Thank you very much.
Can you tell us a little bit about the project that you worked on for the upcoming series Building Star Trek?
Yes, it's actually a show that I had proposed. One of the very nice things about being at the Smithsonian is that you get a little bit of insider access to the Smithsonian channel. So if you have an idea for a show, you can send something up, and I'm delighted that something that started as a little 2-page proposal saying, hey, we're going to be working on the Star Trek Enterprise studio model. Would you guys be interested in filming it and turning that into a show? Has turned into this wonderful 2-hour special.
So you guys managed to get not just the original model from the series, but you've reached out to all of these different experts in various scientific fields, and you've got a little bit of information from each of them. Can you tell us what inspired you to go that direction with it, to find people who were trying to bring the science fiction into our reality?
Well, as the curator for the Enterprise, I was really interested in showcasing the work that we were doing on that artifact that the museum has had since 1974. The filmmakers really took that and ran with it, and we're excited about the idea of thinking about who are the people who are out there who are making these fictional ideas into reality, and they've come up with some wonderful examples.
How much do you enjoy getting to say you're the curator of the Enterprise? That's got to be a pretty good feeling.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of responsibility. This is an object that is very clearly held by the Smithsonian but owned by the fans. And we just need to take care of it, of her, and make sure that it's doing well. And I'm pleased with the reaction that we've gotten from the fan community.
I thought it was really cool how you're putting the Enterprise on display next to actual historical aircrafts like the Spirit of St. Louis, for example. How did you manage to convince them to say, look, I know this isn't a real spacecraft yet, but how did you manage to convince them to say we need to put this alongside of all these other historical aircrafts?
Well, interestingly, I am both the responsible curator for the Enterprise studio model, and I was the lead curator on the space side of the house for the Boeing Milestones of Flight Hall. And in some ways that meant that I proposed the Enterprise as a part of this new redo of our central hall, and then, to be honest, backed way off and let the rest of the team kind of carry forward. And the idea had merit on its own that I think people got excited about. The themes of imagination and inspiration have been so important to the stories told at the National Air and Space Museum for a whole 40 years plus. And having this object to encapsulate that, to really represent that in one signature piece, was a natural.
I think the thing that's most incredible to me about the show, and you see it everywhere around here, we got NASA right over there, Star Trek is so respected by the scientific community. What do you think it is about the show that has inspired so many scientific minds?
I think there were ways in which Star Trek, especially in the original series and into the movies, took some of the science seriously, but also had a lot of fun with extrapolating what could be possible in ways that people who wanted to make that happen were looking at that and inspired by those visions. So I love that interplay, and being able to have the Enterprise in the hall puts it in conversation with those other kinds of objects.
So one final question for you. You get to see some incredible stuff on the series. You've got phasers, you've got tricorders. It's unbelievable. What piece of Star Trek technology would you most like to see become a reality at some point in the future?
As someone who lives in the D.C. area, it's got to be the transporter,
just
because the traffic on the 14th Street Bridge alone makes you wish on a daily basis that you could simply get up in the morning and beam your way into your office.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and make sure you check out Building Star Trek on the Smithsonian Channel. Premieres this Sunday, and make sure that if you don't have the Smithsonian Channel, you check it out on their website. You can stream the first episode there, and that'll start on Sunday, right?
Yes, it will.
Excellent. Great. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
This was a pleasure.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe to Comicsverse on YouTube, share all of our videos, and of course, live long and prosper.